Hello everybody. Well, I'm on my way home from church. It's a beautiful afternoon. When I came this morning, it was cloudy, dreary, looked like it was going to rain at any moment. I go to church for a few hours. I come out and the skies are blue. The Lord is wonderful. Beautiful Sunday afternoon. The topic that I'm going to speak on today is a topic that is on the lips of a lot of people throughout this country and around the world. And I'm talking about immigration. And at the end, I'm going to tie it into the Word of God, as I try to do with every video that I make. Because it is important, because I want my channel to be about the Lord. But I also want to talk about today's events, things that are going on in America and in the world. And then I like to tie it in to the Word of God. So immigration, as you all know, especially here in America, we have a very volatile situation, or could be a volatile situation right now on our southern border, San Diego and Tijuana, Mexico. It's the border that separates them. And right now there's a rather large group, and more coming, from the nations of Honduras and Guatemala, and there even may be some other ones mixed in there. I'm not quite sure, but I know those two are the most represented from these caravans, as they've called them, coming up. Now, we're seeing riots in Paris, where people are displeased about the government and the taxes, and it all stems from immigration and them having to take care of the large amount of immigrants that have been let into their nations. Now, how are they going to take care of them immigrants? They have to raise the taxes. So the average person in France, the average citizen, has to pay more, because the government has to take care of those new people that have come into the nation. That is going on all over the world. Before I get to America, I want to say something about Europe. I have traveled through Europe extensively since about the year 2000. I was in Europe about 3.5 weeks ago, not quite a month ago. Yeah, I guess about a month ago, now that I think about it. I was in Italy, and then I was in Greece. I have been just about to every European nation there is. I've been to all of the European Union nations. Let's put it that way. From Poland all the way down. So I've seen a lot. And I'm not talking one, I'm talking many trips. Lengthy stays, a month, 25 days. I mean, I've seen a lot. I've seen the way nations that have joined the European Union at the beginning to where they are now is night and day. Europe is completely different from when it was in 2000 when I first started traveling there. 2010, 2012, 2016, I've seen it progressively get worse and worse. And what I mean is crime. What I mean is the no-go zones now that are plastered all over these major metropolitan cities in Europe. Paris has a lot of them. I was in Paris twice in 2017. Would not go back. Do not want to go back. You literally have to get maps to show where the no-go zones are. If you're not familiar with that term, and I don't know why you wouldn't, but if you're not, a no-go zone basically is a zone where Muslims have set up an area within a city for them to do their business, to live, to worship. Basically, they take over an area, and they do not want any persons that are not of Muslim faith entering into those areas. They are no-go zones. And believe me, they are not somewhere you want to be caught, especially as a Christian or as a Gentile in general, and especially someone that don't follow their faith. You do not want to be caught in those no-go zones. You do not want to be caught in there if you're a female. Believe me, I'm not saying you're going to get instantly raped or nothing, but it's not a pleasant place to be. So that's what's happened with Europe and their immigration problems, letting in so many people over the years. I'm going to tell a real quick story, and I do want to get to America. Just bear with me because it all ties together, I promise you. I was in Italy in 2015, and me and my, at that time, fiance went to a small town or village on Lake Como, which is a very popular vacation spot. A lot of rich people have, houses there and stuff. It's just a really, nice place to go visit. Very expensive. Anyways, beautiful, breathtaking. I believe it was about a year later, I was surfing the internet, and I came upon an article about Italy, about how every weekend they're averaging 40 to 50,000 illegal immigrants coming ashore on their beaches in boats. So over a Saturday and a Sunday, and this was in 2016, they were averaging 40 to 50,000 week in and week out coming ashore. So, yeah, I read this article and I was utterly shocked because they showed the area, and they had a lot of photographs and stuff, but one of the photographs, or several photographs that they showed, were the same area that me and my fiance were at that time. The same park we had picnics in, the same time, was absolutely 1 year later, it didn't even look like the same place. There was garbage laying everywhere, people laying everywhere, people sleeping on the sidewalks. It was just an absolute, utter shambles. It literally looked like something from a beautiful place to a third world place within a year. It really went like that. In Paris, in 2017, I saw basically the same thing, except this wasn't in parks. This was on the sidewalks going down the streets. People were on the sidewalks with little tents, little covers, little blankets, little beddings. There was trash everywhere. It was terrible, literally terrible. That is why I think you're seeing the uprisings in these nations now. To America and our problems with our borders. As you know, our president has wanted to secure the border, build the wall, and the Democrats and some of the Republicans have blocked him on being able to do that. He has wanted to do that. He has not been able to do that. He's been able to build small sections of the wall, but that is not what he wanted nor what he ran on during his campaign. And you can thank basically Paul Ryan for that, because he would not introduce what the president wanted. The money he wanted in this last bill to build the wall, he just put a small portion of it in there. So now we are seeing some of the problems reaped from these people and their absolute need to make everything political. Everything. They have to make it political. You now have a judge from the Ninth Circuit who's blocked President Trump, again making it political. The president has the right to secure and to keep our borders safe. That is his constitutional right. He has authority. That's why he won with the travel ban of the 7 nations, last year or so. And he'll win again with this one. But the thing is, these judges know that he'll win. But it's going to take time. And in that time, migrants or illegals can enter into the United States if they can get in. You see, it's really a trick. It's a game that they're playing. We have a mess on our hands, people. Now I read this morning that they are going to just cross. They're not going to stop. They're going to, I guess, bum rush is the word. It wasn't the word being used in the article I read, but that's basically what it was saying. They're going to cross. They're coming. They're going to come across, and they're not going to stop. Our soldiers, are there protecting our border. I feel so bad for them. I was in the Army. I'm a veteran, and believe me, my heart goes out to them guys and girls, because let me tell you something. They have an absolute tough job to do, because they have to protect themselves first and foremost, and they have to protect U.S. soil. Now, I know what you're saying. Well, what's it going to hurt to let a few thousand in? You know, what's it going to hurt? Well, at the present moment in time, it's going to hurt mainly California, because they're going to have to end up taking care of these people. And how do you think they're going to have to take care of them? They're going to have to pay more taxes, okay? And I can hear you saying that, well, it ain't going to hurt nothing. Well, the problem is there's going to be thousands behind them coming, and then thousands more, and thousands more. When does it stop? When we go from 300 plus million people in the United States to 500 plus million people? When we go from speaking main English speaking country to now a Spanish speaking country, because we have been basically let everybody and their mother in. And not only that, I want to remind everybody that supports this open borders and abolish ICE. I'm speaking to them who are listening to this. I want to ask one thing to you people that support this and want this. First off, we all know why you want it. It's all about power and greed. It's all about having unadulterated power, the Democrat Party. That is exactly what it's about. So don't kid yourselves and say it ain't, because it's what it is. But my question is this: if you open the borders up and let anybody come waltzing in, like a lot of these politicians are trying and want to do, and have ran on that platform during their campaigns, abolish ICE, open the borders. Do you not realize? Now, I would hope you have common sense, and I'm not trying to be ignorant with that statement, I'm being honest. I would hope you'd have common sense to realize if the borders are opened up, every single terrorist that has any hatred for America, and let me let you all know something, they all do, or they wouldn't be terrorists, would waltz. They wouldn't have to sneak in, they wouldn't have to tunnel in, they wouldn't have to try to hide in the back of a van, bus, car, truck, anything. They could walk straight across. And what do you think would come with those people? I can tell you, 2 words would come with those people: death, destruction. That's what would come with those people: death and destruction, on a scale like the United States hasn't seen since 9/11. You will have suicide bombers on buses like they do and did in Israel, where they would just get on a bus and blow the whole bus up. You'd have that in every major metropolitan city in America. That's true. How are you going to stop them? If you're opening the borders up and you've abolished ICE. I haven't heard one politician be asked this question who supports the open border and abolishing ICE. I've not heard one reporter have the gumption to stand up and ask them, if we open the borders up like you want, and we abolish ICE like you want, who is to stop these terrorists from flooding into the United States? And let me tell you something. Don't think they don't have the capability to do mass damage in this nation. They do. They may not have nuclear weapons or nuclear capabilities, but I guarantee you they can put a dirty bomb and do some serious damage in a city. Believe me that. Believe you that. You can't. A nation has to have borders. They have to. They have to. Not to mention these people coming up, they don't want to assimilate into American culture or the ones in Europe. They don't want to assimilate into the French culture or the German culture. They want you to assimilate to them. And that's not how it works. It's not. My wife is from Milan, Italy. She didn't walk across the border. She didn't sneak across the border. You have to do things the right way, ladies and gentlemen. You have to do it proper. You can't just walk and say, well, my foot's on American soil. I'm an American citizen, and your Constitution has to protect me. It's not the way it works. I can't go into Germany and say, oh, well, now I'm a German citizen. Your Bill of Rights or your Constitution protects me. It doesn't work that way. You might think it does, or you might want it to, but it doesn't. And that's why immigration is such a hot topic right now in this nation and across the globe. You see the people in all of these nations now that are rising up. They've had enough. It's not that people are anti-immigration. I'm not. My wife is not from here. So if you would think I'm anti-immigration, then that would be the most ludicrous thing anybody could say, because she's not from here. Okay? I think what the majority of the Americans that oppose this, they just want it done proper. Okay? When people came here back in the day through Ellis Island, they didn't storm across. They didn't demand I want to be an American, or demand you're going to take care of me. They didn't. They came in through the port. They did the proper assessment. They did the paperwork, whatever they had to do. All right? And that's all most Americans are asking. Sure, you got nut jobs out there. You got nut jobs in everything. There's always rotten apples in every barrel. But I'm talking about the average run-of-the-mill American does not mind someone coming here. Just do it right. Our president has said that, even though they make him out as a racist and a bigot and a this and a that. He's never said anything like that. He has said over and over, I want them to come. We have plenty of jobs. I just want them to do it right, so we can vet them and make sure they're not bad people. What is so wrong about that? What is so wrong about that? You won't get a straight answer from any of the Democrats or liberals. You know, you won't. You'll just get the usual, you're a white supremacist, a Nazi, and da 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 da. That's not the way it flies, people. Okay? Jesus died for everybody's sins. That is a fact. He walked this earth for 33 years in perfection, and he died for each and every one of us. He gave each and every one of us, God the Father, free will to make our own choices in life. Okay? He did. He gave every one of us free will. And if you don't want to believe in God, and you don't want to follow His word, and you don't want to follow the 10 Commandments, that is completely up to you. But when you pass from this earth and you are to be judged as all will be judged, you have no legs to stand on. It's too late to beg for sorry. It's too late for all of that. Okay? So with this situation with the immigrants and all of this, we need to pray about this situation. We need to pray. I am sure, I am positive there's good people in those groups of people trying to come up here that want a better life. There's nothing wrong with that. You know, that is fantastic. All right? We just do it the right way. Okay? That's all we're asking. Just do it the right way. It's not nothing harmful. Do it the right way. That's it. That's it. And the Lord will love each and every one of us every day. We just have to stay diligent and do what we need to do. We need to stay in the Word. We need to pray. And we need to stay diligent. We need to stay diligent. We need to pray for this country and our president. God bless each and every one of you. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Bye-bye.